I got 11:30.
Can we get ready for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Well, good morning. I ask everybody stand and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome. I'd like to call to order the regular board meeting for January 25th, 2024 for Oceana County, and I ask the clerk to do a roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson?
Here.
Mr. Morse?
Here.
Mr. Beggs?
Here.
Mr. Hardy?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here. I ask for a motion to approve the minutes from January 11th, 2024.
I'll make that motion, Hardy.
Motion by Mr. Hardy. Do we have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Mr. Beggs. Are there any questions or comments or discussion about the minutes as presented? All in favor of them as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Conflict of interest disclosures regarding agenda items. Are there any conflict of interest disclosures on agenda items? On agenda item number 2024-13, I have to declare a conflict of interest on that because that directly affects a member of my family. And are there any other conflict of interest? Under that same item number, changes to the agenda, I believe we should have that state if we're doing them both together, Grant Township and Walkerville. You know, in the past, we've said that we wanted to do those separately for all of the agencies. In our past meetings, we wanted to separate those. Is there a reason for the board members to separate those, or should we do them both together?
I agree, do them both together.
I agree. Yeah, they're
Do them
separate
together?
contracts, so yeah.
I'm gonna ask that change to the agenda, we add Walkerville to that. Mr. Beggs, you'll be reading that, is that okay with you?
Yep.
Do I have a support then to change it?
Yeah.
Mr. Moore supporting? The clerk clear what we're doing?
Okay, so who
Who
moved to do that?
The Grant Township Law Enforcement Agreement would be Grant Township and the Village of Roxbury Law Enforcement Agreement.
Village of Walkerville.
Walkerville, I'm sorry. Hello. Any other changes to the agenda? All approved, a motion, all in favor of the agenda with, do we need a motion for that?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion
Okay.
to accept the agenda as
Presented.
edited.
Thank you, Mr. Beggs. Do we have a support?
Yeah, I'll support that too.
Support by Mr. Morris. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public comments. Do we have any public comments at this time? Thank you. Mr. Beggs, Department of Veterans Affairs Committee appointment.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make motion 2024-10 to appoint Mr. Benjamin Kopp to the Oceana County Department of Veterans Affairs Committee to an unexpired term to expire on December 31, 2025.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion?
An unexpired term to expire, what was that?
And December 31st, 2025.
It's a current
So,
term.
yeah,
Oh, I
it's
see.
someone left in the middle of their term, so he is being appointed to take that person's place.
Okay, right.
Generally on committee appointments, we do not do a roll call vote, we just do a voice vote on this. Amy, is that correct?
Yep.
All in favor of the appointment of Mr. Cox, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Hardy, POAM Letter of Understanding, motion 2024-11.
Yeah, and I don't know, do you want me to read all the whereases and Whereas the employer and the union party to a collective bargaining agreement with a term running from March 31, 2021 to December 31st, 2025. Whereas the parties have agreed to amend the CBA Annex A wages per hour. Whereas on January 16th of 2024, the parties have met and agreed to amend the CBA to increase the wage scale with the intent of becoming more attractive to potential new employees and maintaining the current employees. Whereas the current CBA reads, I don't know if I need to read all of these.
Craig, you could do a motion to adopt the resolution.
Okay, yeah, let's do that because it goes through all that. So,
Motion number 2024
yeah, motion number
11
2024-04 to adopt the
to adopt resolution.
resolution 2024-11.
Do we have a support?
I'll support.
2402 is the number of that resolution.
2402,
Yes.
correction 2402. Support by Beggs.
Discussion. Mr. Hardy, basically it's $1 an hour across the board increase request for the employees, of the contract employees of the sheriff's department, correct? That's what the letter of understanding
That's
is,
the letter, yeah.
okay? Discussion,
And that was on top of the 2.5% raise that was already given?
correct. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Mr. Beggs?
Yes.
Mr. Erickson?
No.
Mr. Morse?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
No. Motion passed. Mr. Morris, correction to motion 2024-4.
Chairman Walker, I make a motion to amend, motion 2024-04 for the meeting of January 11, 2024 to read to expire on December 31, 2026, rather than December 31, 2027.
Do we have a support?
Support.
Moved by Mr. Morris, support by Mr. Erickson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Mr. Erickson, court administrator wages.
Mr. Walker, I make motion 2024-12 to align the court administrator's wages with a pay scale that was set by adoption to the fiscal year 2024 budget.
Thank you, Mr. Erickson. Do we have a support?
I'll support, Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Discussion?
I think I'd just like to mention that, during the budget process, the plan that we set in place had nothing to do with individuals or performance or names. It was simply a budgetary process to align, with, department heads and not eclipse in pay. So, in the conversation, names or performance or, faces of individuals weren't part of the discussion. Simply what it was.
Very well put, Mr. Beggs, and thank you for that. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Mr. Beggs?
Yes.
Mr. Morse?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes. Motion passed. Mr. Beggs, Grant Township Law Enforcement, Grant Township and Walkerville Law Enforcement Service Agreements.
I'd like to make motion 2024-13 to approve the Grant Township and Village of Walkerville Law Enforcement Service Agreement with Oceana County to expire on December 31, 2024, to be retroactive to January 1st, 2024, and to allow the chair to sign.
Do we have a support?
I'll support that.
Moved by Mr. Beggs, support by Mr. Morris. Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Beggs?
Yes.
Mr. Morse?
Yes.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Abstained. Motion passed. Mr. Hardy, Council on the Aging Contract Clause Acknowledgement.
Motion 2024-14 to adopt the Council on Aging fiscal year 2025 contract clause, acknowledgement and allow the chair to sign.
Do we have a support?
I'll support.
Moved by Mr. Hardy, support by Mr. Beggs. Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hardy,
Yes.
Mr. Beggs,
Yes.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes.
Mr. Morse,
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes. Motion passed. Mr. Morris, Material Management Resolution.
Chairman Walker, I make a motion 2024-15 to adopt resolution 24-02. Actually, I don't think it is 2402 because that other one was 2402. I'll just say 2403 for approval to participate in a regional management. Well, it says 2402. Let's see what Tracy said.
Sorry, I had to.
Okay, that managed materials management resolution is 2402, but we just had the other one is 2402.
Okay, 2403, sorry about
Okay.
that.
All right, so to adopt resolution 2403 for approval to participate in a regional materials management process.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Do we have a support?
I'll support Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Moved by Mr. Morris, support by Mr. Hardy. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Morse,
Yes.
Mr. Hardy,
Yes.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes.
Mr. Beggs,
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes. Motion passed. Mr. Erickson, approval of 270 reimbursement grant, agreement.
Chairman Walker, I make motion 2024-16 to approve the 270 reimbursement grant agreement in the amount of $7,786.85 for the purpose of rolling cat cages for increased capacity at the Oceana County Animal Care Shelter.
I'll second that.
Moved by Mr. Erickson, support by Mr. Morris. Any discussion? It's a grant, so we need a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes.
Mr. Morse,
Yes.
Mr. Hardy,
Yes.
Mr. Beggs,
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes. Thank you. Motion passed. Mr. Beggs, approval of 270 reimbursement grant agreement, paragraph 2.
I'd like to make motion 2024-17 to approve the 270 reimbursement grant agreement in the amount of $8,000 for the purpose of spay neuter for animals prior to adoption from the Oceana County Animal Control.
Do we have a support?
I'll support Hardy.
Moved by Mr. Beggs, support by Mr. Hardy. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Beggs,
Yes.
Mr. Hardy,
Yes.
Mr. Morse,
Yes.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes. Motion passed. Mr. Hardy, payment of claims.
Make motion for the board approval of accounts payable and release of funds for Thursday, January 25th, 2024. So make a note that this is probably different than the schedule that was posted in your email. It's been changed.
Yes,
There was
it was
an update.
changed.
Just so we're on the same page with it. Ambulance fund total $1,913.73. FOC fund total $2,194.06. Shelby Township Community Park Fund total $116,464.09. Automated ROD fund total $5,779.80. Indigent Defense Fund total $33,144.19. Canine Fund $157.89. ARPA Fund total $15,341.51. Department of Veterans Affairs $9,418.20. Technology and Innovation Fund total $5,387.26. Capital Project Equipment Replacement Fund total $439.98. Building Department Fund total $16,341.61. For a general fund total of $738,221.50, and a grand total of $944,813.92.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Do we have a support on the payment of claims?
Support.
Thank you, Mr. Erickson. Moved by Mr. Hardy, support by Mr. Erickson. Any discussion or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hardy,
Yes.
Mr. Erickson,
Yes.
Mr. Morse,
Yes.
Mr. Beggs,
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes. Reports from department heads first. Anything from the department heads?
You've heard quite a little bit from us, but we've got 47 in the jail right now. We're busy with our normal seasonal activities. We know we've had a lot of cars in the ditch, etc. Have had some break-ins that we've been working on throughout the county as well. Got a lot of seasonal work that we're doing. Our two guys in the academy, we're told they've started a week ago, and so far are doing very, very well up there. Sounds like they're leaders of the academy, so we're really happy with their performance as so far.
What's their hometown, if you don't mind asking? Where are they from, this county?
Well, one is from Mears area,
Okay.
Morris Lake, and the other one lives just into Montague.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any other reports from department heads? Reports from the commissioners. Mr. Morris.
Yeah, I got well, we'll see if it's finalized, but you may have seen, there's an article in MLive that the Shelby Village Administrator is, looking like he might be taking a position at Spring Lake as their village administrator, so, it's not final, they're still in the negotiation phase of things, or the contract, but, that will be a bummer for the village. Shelby. Brady does a good job. Brady Sellner is his name. I do have a question about the budget report that you send us, Ms. Bayard. So it looks like, are we taking in from the treasurer, so tax-wise, so what line is this?
Are you referring to the first one or the second one I sent you?
I don't know which one.
I
It
sent,
was printed on January 22.
okay, because I just sent you another one, just one
Oh.
I didn't know that.
So the total revenues on the treasurers, which to me I think is mostly taxes, we're down like it looks like it's below $872,000 below what we're budgeted to take in.
Yeah, and there's still, like I stated in the last email, there's still, revenues rolling
Residual?
in
Okay.
still.
Not that much, you think? I guess it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is hard to
Okay.
tell, so, but it is possible.
Okay, all right. Then that would be the same with like the sheriff department and the jail. They haven't spent their full budget, and that maybe just some residual bills still coming in, invoices.
Yeah, we still have some coming in, plus we still have some state revenues that still come in, they trickle in, that's why we allow till, February to allow some of those revenues to come in, plus paying any invoices, outstanding invoices that we might need to get
Okay.
submitted.
Great.
But
Okay.
I did just send you all, another report with the ending fund balance on there. So you'd have an idea of where we are at this point for our ending fund balance.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
That's all I have, Commissioner Walker, Chairman Walker, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Mr. Erickson?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Beggs?
Just one thing, from the road commission, their bonding issue is, underway. They, actually got a very competitive rate from Shelby State Bank, so that money will stay local with Shelby State Bank. Right now is the plan, 4.2% for 10 years, is what, Shelby State Bank was able to do. They did speak with Lumberman's Bank on the other side of the state and got a decent quote, but not as good as Shelby, and so it's good to see local banks doing hard work to keep the money in the county. So, I think that's all I've got.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Beggs. Mr. Hardy?
I have nothing to report right now. I wasn't able to attend the last 911 meeting. Mr. Beggs was there, and the director up there sent out a fairly lengthy report, maybe discussing the possibilities of going for a millage, and that's all I know at this time.
Is that a millage in lieu of the phone surcharge?
Yes.
Well, you'd be better to answer that.
I hope you're taking a very, very close look at that.
I think it's preliminary stages at this point, so.
So, thank you, Mr. Hardy. And I have nothing to report, but do we have any public comments at this time? Any public comments? Hearing none, I thank you all for enduring and being here with us, and the meeting is adjourned.
Gary didn't speak.
Oh.
Gary's gone.
Climb out of here.
Fill the rest of this stuff out.
I'm learning to sign just a little bit better with my wrist.
That top one